Mm-hmm.
What is up, NorCal? It is Monday, Mother's Day weekend. We got our Kart Moms panel with us. It's Monday, May 9th. What's up, NorCal? And we have shout outs. We have a lot of our NorCal homies going to Reading this weekend. Good luck, everybody, on their way out there. And of course, Rock Sonoma will be out there at the end of the month. So we will see you out at Rock Sonoma, hopefully. And you can always find out about races this weekend on our Facebook page. We use the hashtag races this weekend. Let's talk about NorCal Mondays. We have some upcoming shows. We have some specialty shows coming up that are going to be super cool that I'm excited about. We have an all-girls show coming up that I'm excited about. And of course, in honor of Father's Day, we have our Kart Dad show coming up. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in some of our moms, hopefully one by one, if I can get the keys working right. And we can get started. Here we go. First up, we're going to have Kim Mitchell. Go ahead, Kim. Introduce yourself.
I'm Kim Mitchell, Ryan Mitchell's wife, and I have two boys that race, Mason Mitchell and Brody Mitchell, and we are motorsports.
All right, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Next up, we have Ashley Johnson.
Hey.
All the way from Hawaii.
This is my little racer, Kylie. She's 8 years old. And yeah, that's it.
All right. What's your home track?
Technically, Sonoma. We haven't raced there yet, but I'd probably say Prairie City.
All right. Welcome. Hi, Kylie.
Thank you. She can't hear you. I have earbuds in.
Oh. All right. Coming up next, we have Casey White. Hello.
Hi there. I'm Casey White. My son and driver is Anthony White. And our home track is Sonoma.
Ooh. All right. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up next, Kelly. Hey. Hi. Go ahead, Kelly.
Hi, my name is Kelly Healy. I'm the wife of Chris Healy and the proud mother of our son, Trenton Healy. And our home track is Prairie City.
All right. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, Mrs. Cameron, go ahead and
Hi there. My name's Kimberly, and my son, Christian, is our racer. And sometimes Steve Cameron. We see him occasionally at the track. Our track is Sonoma.
Yeah, welcome. Hey, Christian.
Show your arm.
Show us, dude. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Not what we were expecting at all, sir.
No, it's a complete
So
bummer.
what the doctors say, when can you come back?
We're hoping for Utah in about 4 to 5 weeks. He has to keep this on for 4 weeks. He cracked his thumb. Tore the ligaments completely from the bone, and it's also chipped. So he's got all kinds of damage in there. So hopefully within 4 to 5 weeks, we'll be back on track.
All right, Christian, we're going to be waiting for you, dude. All right. And you guys, I found a mom today of all days on his birthday. I called up Austin Elliott's mom, Happy birthday, Austin. Shout out. And she's with us on the show tonight. What's up, Sandra?
Hey there, everybody. I'm here. This is short notice, and I'm not really prepared to be on camera, but you guys probably don't care.
Yeah, it's all right. You're good.
I'm working. I'm trying to get ready to go to Kauai, but I wanted to jump on here and see how it's going. Say hi.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're going to talk about all of our experience in karting and being, a future kart mom because mine's only 3. But I've grown up around the track, so I've seen it, been around it, know it. But we want to talk to you guys. So let's go around. We'll talk about our experience in karting and how we kind of got here and got started and how our husbands or kids talked us into this, how we found it, stuff like that. All right. So who wants to go first? All right.
I'll go ahead and go first if you like.
Please do.
All right. So,
Go ahead.
long story short, I have became a race mom because at one time back in the day, I was a race girlfriend turned into a race fiance, turned into a race mom, now a race wife, sorry, and now I'm a race mom to our son Trenton. And when Trenton decided he first kind of wanted to get into it, it was total fluke thing. Chris, my husband, took him out to Delta Speedway because our friends were racing out there, and Trenton had a job of being the tire scraper. A couple of times out there, Trenton looked at my husband and said, "Dad, I want to race." Therefore, we had an old kit car in my father-in-law's garage. Therefore, he picked that up and he started practicing, and then started to race a couple of times at Blue Max. And I told my husband, "I'm all about racing, and I don't want this to continue my life." Well, 6 years later, it has fully engulfed my life. I wouldn't have it the other way, though. I love it.
Yes, I hear that a lot. Okay, so I also want clarification. Did you and your husband meet at Prairie City also? Like he raced go-karts or no?
Chris used to race go-karts. When he used to live up in Oregon and Washington both, he raced up there when he lived up there. And then he moved down here, the summer of 2002.
Daddy,
We met, started dating. He was racing home track with Stockton Motorplex. And then also he raced IKF as well. So we traveled around for that. And then a really interesting story. My engagement happened at Stockton Motorplex during
Interesting.
Chris's races. Yes.
All right. That's awesome. All right. Anybody else have a cool story? Casey, come on, Casey. I know you got a cool story.
My story is actually similar to Kelly's in the sense that my now husband has been racing. My brother-in-law is Ron White. My husband is Joe White. And so they've been racing since they were 4 or 5 years old. So Joe and I met, and so I've been involved with kart racing since 2001 when we met. And we were boyfriend and girlfriend, got engaged, got married. We had our son, Anthony. And of course, him and his brother, let's just throw him in the cart and see if he likes it. Of course he's going to like it. And so like Kelly, here we are. And it's what we do.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So it's his 4th year, Anthony's 4th year of racing.
Excellent.
And it's fun.
Right.
It's a fun time. It's long weekends and, that's where our vacations are spent is traveling for racing, but that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
that's
all know the story.
Yeah, but it is great. The great part is that we've met like incredible people and parents and have just had, an insurmountable of support. And so it's been really a wonderful experience as well. So, and fun.
Yay. Well, I'm glad to hear it because we work together too.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's a great community.
All right. Who is next? All right, Kimberly. Kimberly. I've heard the story. When you found out it was a boy, that's when you knew, right?
Downhill from there. So I worked in racing previously, and I met my husband, Steve Cameron, at Watkins Glen. He was running his team there, and I was working for another team. And it just kind of, from then on, it just happened. And let's see, we got married in 2008. Christian, shortly after I found out I was pregnant, and we saw it was a boy, and I knew I was in for it. It was just no escaping. And sure enough, by the time Christian was 4, he was on the paddock in a little baby cart practicing, going around the neighborhood on the sidewalks, and it was in the kids' carts, and Steve was sneaking them in when he was, lying about his age, getting them on to practice. And I knew everybody, of course, knew. And I was like, please don't ask me anything. Please don't ask me anything. Don't ask me how old he is. Because, everybody would know I was lying. So, yeah, it started when he was very little. We've been on the go ever since.
Yes. We'll talk about that too, your travels.
Yeah.
All right. So let's hear from some of the newer moms. So, Ashley, how did you guys find karting and get involved?
So my husband was a kart racer, dirt bike racer, Ultra 4, off-road racing, and when COVID hit, we got an outlaw cart from a friend and just started at a corporate parking lot, and she liked that, and then a kid cart kind of fell into our lap, and so we literally were following her on our bikes through our neighborhood as she's just driving her cart all over. And then Kinsman opens and we started getting track days, and the rest is kind of history. I mean, she's not a boy, so it's a little bit different having a little tiny girl out there, but we love it and she loves it. So it's been a really good family. Like, we take the motorhome and we're gone every weekend at the racetrack. And we've made a lot of good friends out there too. So we love it.
That's great to hear. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the racing culture in a minute. Kim, tell us, how did you guys find karting? What did you think when your kids said, "Mom, I want to do this"? Both of them, especially.
For us, so my husband raced go-karts. I think he started somewhere in 1992, something like that. And I never knew anything about it. Got married to him. We had our first boy. And then I think his brother bought a little battery-powered go-kart. And it kind of there. And Mason, we got him a go-kart at I think he was 2 or 3 years old, and started him out on this tiny little track out by this lake. And water. Obviously he was older, probably 4 or 5, and he crashed really hard. Then he didn't get back into the cart for about 2 years, and it's pretty much history since then. And then, of course, Brody is 5 years younger than Mason, so he wants to do everything his brother does. So, and that's that. And I was one of those moms that was like, I'm not putting my kids in soccer. I'm not doing baseball because I'm not on every single weekend at the track because we are camping, boating. We love being busy. We have a house at Lake Havasu that we go to all the time. And now we're at the track. So that's our story.
All right. Sandra, do you want to come on and tell us, how did Austin Elliott start racing?
Sure, it's a great story, and it's a long story, so I'm gonna cut cut to the chase, but it's a great story, and parts of it make me cry, so I'll try not to cry. But I get choked up. So Austin, he almost died. He was diagnosed with leukemia a week before kindergarten, and he was one day away from dying. So anyway, he was went through the cancer treatment and got into remission when he was about 8.5 years old. And after that, I started taking him out doing baseball, all things like that, to get him back into, being around people, because when he had leukemia, he couldn't really be around too many people, friends, you don't have any white cells, and that was hard. So I could tell he didn't really want to do it, but he was doing it. I wanted him to. And so one day I was talking to his stepdad at the time, and he said, "Why don't you go out there to Prairie City and check out these go-karts? Your family's into racing." My dad was a dragster racer and such. So I said, okay. So Austin and I went out there to Prairie City and ended up meeting with Bill McAllister. Pretty soon we had a go-kart. It was Austin and I, a wrench, and a screwdriver. We were like, what are we doing? So anyway, from there, it just grew and grew. And Austin and I ended up traveling all over the United States, racing and getting help. Well, in the beginning, we got a lot of help from a lot of the dads out there, because I was, the mom mechanic, and my son, he was 9 years old, and so neither one of us knew anything about it, and we would just go out there and start working, and then I guess the dads felt sorry for us, so they would help, and then pretty soon Austin started beating their kids, winning, and they're like, okay, we're not helping you anymore. It was kind of funny, but I got to wear, the Snap-on toolbox. That was my thing, and tools and racing and anything to do with racing. I did. We traveled around. Like I said, we got a trailer. We had an open trailer, and then got an enclosed trailer, and then it just kept growing and growing from there. And we've been all over to so many tracks, I can't even name them all. Austin's been to Italy and Brazil racing. He got a full sponsorship to race in Brazil. And that was when he was, we started when he was 9, and took him till he was 21 years old. And finally I said, son, you got to go do something. I got to start saving money for my retirement. Like spending all this money because it's so expensive. But we had a lot of wins, championships, and it was very exciting. And I wouldn't change it for the world.
Of course.
A lot of good people out there, and Austin learned a lot. His dad wasn't at the track, so it was just him and I was thankful for that, because he got taught a lot from the guys at the track, and things that a mom can't teach a son. It's hard raising a teenage son when you're a mom. So it was great. And now I'm kind of the retired mom mechanic. And when I go to the races, I'm just the mom, and I could never be that before. So we were always working and getting sponsorships, and getting engines done, and buying go-karts, and traveling, and all of that stuff. And I have a job, thankfully, that I can do on the road. So I would have my laptop and my drawings in the back of the trailer in between, runs on the track, and I'd run in there and start working. And then it was time for Austin to be up, and we'd get his cart ready, and, he'd head out there. And so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You did an amazing job with him. He's such a wonderful, your son is just amazing. He's wonderful. And we love working with him whenever he's around. So, you know what, hands up to you. You did an awesome job.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's amazing, you know, and it's weird to say, but the cancer, leukemia that he got, it was a blessing, actually. You look back at it, you know, I look back at it, and something that was so frightening turned into be such a good thing. And I believe that and the racing made him who he is today. So everybody's help and
his mom.
his
Yes.
mom, yeah, and his family, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. So let's talk about new moms. If there was a new mom that came to the track and was like, or one of your kids' friends from school or something like that, and they were like, why do you what do you let your kid do? Why do you let your kid do this? What do you say to those moms that are kind of like, what's so cool about this?
You know, I don't know who you want to speak, but I wanted to just tell you, I had several people throughout the years come up to me and said, you know, how can you let your son out there like that? You know, it's fast and it's dangerous. And I said, yeah, it is. It's exciting, it's exhilarating, but it can be dangerous. But I told him, I said, you know, I said, I lost my son. And if God wanted to take him at that time, he would have taken him. It was Austin's challenge, you know, his passion in his heart, and I want to help him with it. And so I did. But the track, you know, being around the track helps, is, you know, such a great help in making, you know, molding young children, and even through teenage years, you know, it teaches you to win. You know, how to win, teaches you how to lose, teaches you how to get back up and try it again. You know, it's up and down. One race, you're on top of the world because you just won and you think you got everything going on. The next race you go and you can't get anything going straight. You get knocked off the track, or you can't get your engine running, and you leave and you're so stressed, you know, drive home, and then, but somehow you just keep doing it again because it's just a great sport and great family, great people out there.
Yeah. All right. And our friends at Prairie City Karting are wishing all of us a happy late Mother's Day. So, anybody else want to expand on that? Like, what do you tell people that aren't in karting why you let your kids do it? Kimberly, you probably get this a lot because you guys travel a lot, right?
I tell them to run. You don't know what you're getting into. No. I think a lot of it is we enjoy the passion like Christian has for it, the competition and the people. I think you keep, you know, the people you see at the track, they become, I guess, your racing family, right? And it really makes the big difference, and the support that you get from one, you know, each other. And you have your highs, and when it's high, it's so awesome. And when you have your lows, it's usually very, very low. So you kind of go through the extremes, but it's like, I don't know, like an addiction. You just can't walk away from it. And definitely this is difficult for Christian to step away for the next 4 weeks. And, I can drive. I can still, no, you're not, you're not driving with this. But yeah, I think you meet a lot of great people, and the competition, you learn a lot of life lessons. And I think, and I see a difference in kids who race compared to other sports. And I think it really is, there is a big difference, and it's, yeah, you don't get a trophy just for participating. And I think that's important.
Yes. All right, Ashley, kind of. Oh, Ashley, tell Kylie Ridgely says hi. That's our
Rich
friend
says hi.
Ridgely. He's RC and go-karts. Hey, Ridgely.
Ridgely says hi. You're hiding your hands. We love Ridge. We have met so many good kids and families at the track. And I mean, as a mom that is kind of a safety freak and still has her child in a 5-point car seat in her car, and then I let her go out and drive a go-kart, people look at me like, well, why? I'm like, well, I mean, she's in all her safety gear and she loves it. And I think it really teaches them a lot of values. And I mean, my biggest thing is sportsmanship. Obviously, I want her racecraft there, but I also want her to be a humble driver. Know when to give up your line. If, someone's got it, give it up and give it up graciously. Get out of your car, even if you have a crummy day. Go tell all your teammates, good job. That has been our biggest thing, is to teach her, I think, good habits, if you will. So in that aspect, I like what it teaches her to be a well-rounded person. And I couldn't get the racetrack with all my friends and family. We miss them when we're not there.
Kelly, do you want to add anything?
Well, a lot of people always ask me, aren't you scared with your son going that fast? I'm like, no, not really. I'm just used to it, I mean, it's coming from a family of racers on my husband's side, father-in-law used to race, sister-in-law used to race, brother-in-law used to race, on top of my husband racing, so it's just kind of, I just don't worry about it. Like Ashley said, he's got all of the safety things, and he's 15, and sometimes, it's just, you just have to let him do what they love to do. He has a huge passion for it, and I can tell you right now, from the moment my son gets out of bed, I'm pretty sure he's talking to somebody, one of his buddies in the racing world. It's non-stop at my house. Like, it's crazy. Sometimes I just want to go and hide. But I love it though.
Yes, that is true.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think that we would know anything else, because we've been in various racing, like all our lives. I don't think we would know how to do anything else.
Yes.
But this, unfortunately.
Like, Kimberly, could you imagine me on a soccer field? I would be like,
I would be the bad mom on the sideline.
right? So, yes. All right. Well, that kind of goes into my next question. What do you think your driver would do if they weren't racing? Like, what kind of sports do you think that they would be into if they weren't racing? Casey, you want to go first?
That's a hard one, because he's been doing it for so long. But we tried the soccer and, other sports, and it just wasn't, he was like, it's just not for me. So I would say basketball, because he loves playing basketball. And I think because it's fast, it moves quickly. And I think that that's what he likes is, so I would have to say basketball.
Yeah, which sounds weird, right? Because you're like, what?
But racing is certainly his passion, like all the other moms have said. So
yeah. Do any of your kids have like secret talents outside of the track that we don't know about? Like Christian Cameron, he helps his mom trap cats, and he is pretty good at it. But like, is there anything else that your kids even like are interested in, or is it just, I mean, my house is racing all the time too, so I mean, I get it. But what are the kids into these days?
My younger son does taekwondo 2 times a week also, Brody.
Okay.
The other one, he doesn't want to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's and that's commonly what we hear too, and it's just like, okay, like we're not complaining because that helps our sport, but we're also like, where do we get these kids from? Like, are they playing soccer? Are they playing basketball? Where are they? Like, let's get some go-karts.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then I just think about how involved our kids are now with each other, and they're not even like in close proximity to each other or go to the same school as each other, and they're like best friends with kids all over, right? Like I'm sure Kimberly can attest, like Christian races all over, has friends all over. And then same with Trenton and Anthony, I'm sure as well. Like, and you're just kind of like, oh, this is cool. Like a friendship has formed and you guys aren't even by each other, right?
This is what Christian helps me do on the
Oh
side.
my gosh.
Whatever we foster,
Oh.
for those in need, whatever needs. We recently, somebody had abandoned a farm, so we had to go out there, and all the animals were starving, and we found a bunch of kittens. So Christian went out, and he helps me, and he helps me care for it. Well, since we're home for the next 4 weeks, they've kind of loaded us up with it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So that's what we do on the side, and nothing else. It's all racing and rescue.
We are busy with this one.
Yeah. Yes.
She's competition gymnastics, 9 hours a
Oh
week.
wow.
And then she's 1 degree away from a junior black belt in karate. And then on the weekends, we're at the track every weekend.
Perfect.
So Monday
So
through
no
Friday
one
is
messed
filled up.
Kylie.
Yeah, it's very busy, but we can't give up racing. Gymnastics and racing are like neck and neck. So when competitions start, we're gonna have to pray they're not on a race weekend.
Yes. All right, Kelly, were you gonna say something?
No, I just know how busy Ashley is.
Oh.
I do want to add, it's interesting how you can go a few weeks in between the race weekends or wherever you're traveling. And it's amazing to see the kids, they just reconnect. Like you just saw them yesterday, and they do keep that friendship. It just grows. And you think, oh, especially not that we had much of a break this past winter, but yeah, they stay connected. They stay connected online, and they see each other, and it's amazing bond
Mhm.
Yeah.
with them.
It's fun to see too when they're on the track racing. They're racing against each other, and then as soon as they get off the track, they're like eating chips together and like
Wow.
running around, kicking
Yes.
rocks, and then they get on the track and it's like complete focus, and they're racing against. I don't know. It's just neat to
The
see, especially
competition is
yeah,
fierce.
yeah, especially with
Yeah.
kids. It's just
Yeah.
like they're laser focused, and they get off the track and they're like, oh yeah, they're just kids.
Right.
Yeah, it's really
think-
fun to see.
I think that's one of my favorite things to see is how they, they compete, but then they come off track and they're buddies again. So I do it. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Sandra, did you want to add something?
Oh, I have so much to add, but I have so many thoughts. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah, it's like no friends on the track, but you're friends as soon as you come off. So
Yes.
people would always be like, "Did you let him win?" I'm like, and then you hear the racers. They're like, "No, I would never let him just win." It's competition, and
Yeah.
luckily it's clean competition. When we were racing back in the day, it was always about racecraft, and then a while there, some races, you just end up getting punted off by some drivers, and it's like, no, you have to have racecraft. It's too easy to punt somebody off, and but anyway, yeah, it's about friendships and making friends, and you end up keeping those friends for forever, for a long time. So I wanted to say, though, we were talking about what is your, kid doing besides racing? And Austin, he just turned 27 today, so he's not a little kid, but he now has a racing team, as some of you might know. But so he runs around and takes other people racing and teaches them and coaches them and takes care of all their things. And I think he's racing at Reading next weekend. So
Yeah.
actually getting his cart ready to race. I said, you better shake some of that rust off.
I saw him out there yesterday practicing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But him and I golf together because what are you guys doing? And I was like, I don't know. And it was really tough to stop racing. It was, heart pounding, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But I found a lot to do. Austin and we started golfing together and snow skiing. So he actually snowboards and I snow ski and we golf a lot. So that's nice.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I did not know that actually. Yeah. Well, I knew he snowboards, but that's awesome.
Yeah, and the golf thing, it was like we could never golf. It's too slow. Like after
that's what I would think too.
But you know what? It's very competitive and it amazed us. Like we go out and compete and golf and it's fun. Yeah.
All right.
But
does anybody have any questions for any of the other moms?
I do for Sandra.
Okay.
So just real quick, Sandra. So does Austin still have some of his buddies growing up as good, close friends? Because our son's 15, and I don't want him to lose his friends after he grows up because I love the ball.
Yeah, and you kind of cut out. So can you, what were you?
Yeah. So is Austin still friends with all of his race buddies growing up, like the local kids? Because I love Christian's friends and I don't want him to stop racing because I don't want him to lose his friends.
Yes. Matter of fact, they are still buddies and friends, and some of them go on vacation with us. We just got back from Kauai in December with one of his friends from he met the first time. Well, first couple of times he was racing at Prairie City, they met, and Harrison Mills and Sonny Cervelli, and there's just a list of them. But we just got back from Kauai in December, and so the friends stay around. If you're racing or maybe they won't, but Austin, he's a great guy and he's still around all of the people.
Cool.
Yes,
Thank you. I think we're crossed.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions for the moms? No. Okay. So let's talk about what do you do outside of racing as a hobby? Do moms have hobbies? Do we?
Hey, Ashley, I'm going to have to jump off here.
Okay, no problem. Thanks, Sandra.
Okay, ladies, it was nice talking with you all. Thank you. Good luck. Have fun out there.
Bye. Have fun in Hawaii.
I will. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Okay, so what do you do outside as a hobby or sport outside of race karting? Anyone?
Glorified chauffeur.
I enjoy reading.
You're asking a bunch of moms here, actually.
I'm a hairdresser. I own a hair salon in Turlock, and so I do that. And then Ryan is usually gone Monday through Friday. So I'm kind of a single mom during the week. Recently, just switched jobs and is home a little bit more. But when he's home, he's out in the shop making go-kart stands. So, and then I'm usually the painter for those. So between doing hair, parenting, and painting go-karts,
There you go. That could be your creative outlet. Well, hair is also a creative outlet, so you're just all creative. All right. Casey, what do you do outside of karting?
Well, I probably like most of the moms work full time Monday through Friday, weekends. Most of the time we're at the racetrack, but if not, I do enjoy working in my yard, my front and backyard, and just I don't know, keeping that up. I just enjoy being outside. I also do read a lot, so that's something I enjoy. If even downtime at the track, I'll just sometimes tune everything out and just read. Um, yeah, I would say just that's pretty much it right now. I figure I'll have me time soon enough when he's grown up. Maybe I'll be be like an F1 mom.
There you go. What? Let's do it. All of us.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, Kelly, do you do anything outside of karting? What? Is there any such thing?
Not really. I do work full time Monday through Friday. So by the time I get off of work, I do not cook. I suck at cooking. Therefore, my husband takes care of all the cooking. So I can't really say I have a pat. I don't care to cook. He wants me to, but I'm like, no. But Trenton's learning. So Trenton likes to cook. So that's a cool thing. I share the pictures to Kim of what Trenton makes. Yeah, I just hang out at home with my husband and we watch some shows together, movies. We hang out in our backyard and we're building a pond in the backyard. He is building a pond, not me, but no.
Funny you said that. I just told my husband, I said, we needed to do that and we can add the goldfish. I just talked about it last night. And he's just like, oh my God, no. I said, yes, we already have the plans.
We already have the fish though. So Trenton's Christmas present, one of them was like a live fish tank this last Christmas. Well, the goldfish were supposed to be not suicidal, but they're supposed to be some kind of sacrificial fish. The goldfish are too big now, and I don't want to get rid of them. All of Trenton's racing friends named them. How can I get rid of the fish that his buddies named? So we have a big 40-gallon tank that is in the backyard that we put the goldfish in up until the pond is built.
Oh my God.
Interesting. All right, so let's talk about mom hacks for the track. First, we'll talk about the track mom hacks, then we'll talk about the traveling mom hacks. Ready? Mom hacks at the track. How do you hide your morning mimosa? ?
I cannot. Because
Or do you hide it?
that's afterwards. Yeah. Registration, so I cannot be drinking on the job.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Sorry, my boss is here.
So I'm taking that after I get done.
Ask Kelly about her peach high noons. That's a little different story.
Yeah. That's not why I'm running registration though, girl. You always
No, it's not till after everything's over. We do. It's over.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm the really fun one that doesn't drink ever at all. I watch Kelly and Kim drink, and it's so much more fun.
I bet it is.
All right. So our friend has a Jason Berry question for you. So any favorite tracks you like racing at because of favorite food, taco trucks, or places to visit nearby?
I like to go down to Button Willow so we can go to Harris Ranch afterwards on the way home.
That's a good one. All right. Anyone else?
I like the GoPro in Morrisville, Carolina, because it's close to my family. So,
oh, that's right. That's
my
where
dad,
you guys were, huh?
Yeah, my dad will come and visit and watch him, and I can go back and see my family and my brother and my sister. So it's kind of nice to get back home for a little bit and remind me of how things can be.
Yes. All right. Anybody else have a favorite spot at a track?
Yes.
Casey?
I mean, I've been known to like a taco truck now and then. So IKF, I went for a lot of tacos.
Oh my goodness, you did. I forgot about that. You always tell me those talk.
I did. I think I ate them like every day. It was so bad.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, I most definitely ate my fair share in tacos and probably my husband's fair share and everybody else's fair share.
We like going to Sonoma so we can wine taste.
And have dinner
where
with
do you go
me.
wine tasting?
And have, yeah, we had dinner with Ashley and them. They brought us to a little restaurant in Napa. So
Oh. All right.
what was that restaurant called?
Which
Angela?
one? The one in Napa or the one in Sonoma? We went
What-
to Alegria
What is
in
it?
downtown Napa. Alegria.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Hmm.
Okay, we have another question. What would you tell a new karting mom that's nervous about getting started?
The nerves never go away and they never get better. Ever.
For
They should
me,
prescribe Xanax on the track.
for me, I mean, when it first all started, I literally could have threw up every time they were out on the.
Hmm.
You do get used to it, but in the start of a race, I still want to throw up every time. I mean, it's your gut just goes, just turns. But you get, with time, I feel like you get more used to it. You tell somebody, oh yeah, my kid goes, 67 an hour down the straightaway. Like, what? And I'm like, I know, as long as it's not him, I'm okay. But yeah, it's just give it time, and you do get a little used to it, but you still get nervous. You still.
I would agree. Every single time. Every time. And it was the same for my husband when he was racing in cars, and with Christian, it doesn't matter how many times he gets in and where we are, what race it is, how many times. It is every single time you get worked up about it. And then it starts, and you just kind of settle, and you just wait. And then there's the end, and then the ups and downs. And then it's like, oh my gosh, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
And then you can
I
breathe.
would say,
And Ashley has seen me up and down and this and that, and the things flying out of my mouth because nobody can hear me except for the people.
Yes. Well, and then we're all just kind of like, he's doing fine. He's fine. So.
Critiquing everything. Oh my gosh. Nothing changes.
So I do have another question as well, though. Oh, I'm sorry. Did Ashley, Kelly, did you guys answer? Sorry, I don't want to cut you guys off.
it kind of answered. I was just saying I get nervous up until after all the racers get past the dreaded turn one at all
Yes.
tracks. I think that's every single race mother's like cringe moment where you just like get to turn one and then okay, that's your turn one. I feel
Yes.
better now.
Yeah.
And then
All
the
right.
checkered flag, and it's like, okay,
Relief.
we can breathe now.
I just have to say, in GoPro, where the incident happened with Christian in the last race, that's exactly it. The first turn, and there were like 41 carts, and you could just see at the distance. I was at the one end, and I'm looking, and there's so much with everything coming through and the dust. I'm like, where's my kid? Where's my kid? And it goes down the dip, and you can't see any of the racers. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking. And they pass. I'm like, oh, did I miss him? Didn't even see him. But it happened on the very first corner. He never made the first lap. It was just like, boom, there he was. And then I see this little green helmet, stuck down real low. I'm like, oh, what happened? Yeah. So it's the first corner every time.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So let's talk about the greatest wins we've had. The greatest wins, meaning like when you saw the light bulb go off in your kid's head and they were like, I got it. I understand. And then they went out and they did it. And you could just see like their heart, their determination. Can you think of a time, that greatest win?
I can't really think of a time, but from last year to this year, especially with my youngest, it's definitely turning around for him. And
Absolutely.
I can't tell you how happy I am for him. We struggled last year. He has a really hard time with focusing. And so that's why I put him in, or we put him in Taekwondo to help focus. And it really has helped him. And so I definitely, that is some really good advice for like somebody that has a child that has a hard time focusing. Taekwondo has really helped him with that. And so he's doing really good. And same with Mason. We've been getting a lot of help from Kelly's son, Trenton, and Stephen Izar, and Austin's helped us, quite a bit. And it's really starting to turn around for us this year. Hoping we haven't, got a big win or anything, but I'm really hoping that it happens this year for one of. I'll cry. I already know.
And then one of your sons won the championship last year, right? At Prairie City?
No, KPX.
Oh, KPX.
Rose,
That's right.
the younger one. It was kind of a at some of the races there were only two racers there, him and Hinton's daughter. I don't remember her name. Mimi,
Okay.
we called her.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like it was super competitive or, but we showed up at every KPX race. We raced every single one of them. And that's how he ended up winning the championship.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Thank you. Casey, do you guys have a greatest or a win that you just remember feeling good about?
I think their first one is always exciting because, it just feels good to win your very first race. But I think it's good for, I don't think I have a favorite, but I think the first win is always the favorite because it's just so exciting and it's the first. But I think they learn a lot when they win. They know what it feels like. And then maybe when they don't win or even get on the podium, they know what that feels like. And so I think they learn a lot from each race, and there's a lot to learn when you win and when you don't win. So yeah, I would say the first one is the best.
Yeah.
All right, Ashley.
I mean, all of them were pretty good. I feel like the first one was one of her KPX races. Her and her other friend Brock, they were always neck and neck, and she could just never seem to beat him. He always just had her covered. And her first time when she beat him, it was just, I was nervous as all could be. And I'm like, please just pass her and get by her like you expect it, right? And it didn't happen. And it was just kind of one of those, I think for her, she's like, oh, I can beat him if I try and I drive. And she just drove her butt off that weekend and it panned out. And they have such a good friendship that neither one of them was upset about it. He was excited for her and she was excited. And even when he beats her, she was excited for him. So it was a really exciting one to know that she could do it if she wanted to and really put the extra effort in. So
That's
the
awesome.
all wins are exciting.
Yeah. I like hearing stories like that though. All right, Kelly, do you remember a greatest win?
I have two favorite wins of mine, and the first win happened to be my son's very first race period he won. And I don't remember, it was a Blue Max, I do know that, but I don't remember the year. He's texting me and told me, so I don't know. He hasn't told me what year, but anyways, so that was my very first exciting, win. And then the second exciting win happened last year at Prairie City, and it was a KPX race. And then he went on to win about 3 other races or 4 other races last year. And then he had won the championship in Junior 2 through KPX last year. So that all together is
Really impressive.
Yeah. But, and then this year, we've got a win this year so far. And then, we also have a race that we entered, KPX Davis. And unfortunately, we didn't get on the podium, which was humbling to all of us, husband and myself and our son, because it's the first time in about 2 years our son has not gotten on the podium. So he had a very humbling, moments, and it worked out great though.
Dang, she said it worked out great.
Well, yeah.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but yeah.
Humble when
Yeah.
you win and when you lose. So yeah, that's why it worked out great.
Yeah. All right. So, Kimberly, go ahead. Your greatest win, and then I have another question.
I think Pat's Acres for Christian. That's his favorite. And I think some of the racers who were there, and I think it was just a aha moment. I guess he thought, oh, I could never, make it with some of these other racers. They're better, they're older, whatever, and it worked out for him. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence and a good challenge. And I think that's his favorite.
Yeah. I think I've heard that story too. Okay, so our last question. Here we go, Trenton. It was 2016. It was 2016, and he said throwing me under the bus.
Under the bus, so he gets it right back at it.
Wow. All right, so it was 2016 was that win. Thank you for the date check, sir. All right, so last question before we wrap up and do our final thoughts. What advice do you have for someone that your driver looks up to? So, say for example, Connor Zillage. What advice would you have for Connor, knowing that your driver looks up to them, or whomever? It could be Dylan Albiani or whomever your child looks up to.
I would say just listen with open ears. Listen to all the feedback, whether it be negative or positive. Listen to everything.
That's a good one.
Good sportsmanship when they get off the track. If you don't win or someone punts you off, do not get off the track with your mouth going and fingers flying, because kids are always watching. And, maybe sponsors are watching too. So, yeah, I would say that would be something I would want somebody to emulate that Anthony's watching, is to just show that good sportsmanship and, which the kids do, high five, fist pumps, all that kind of stuff to each other. So I think that would be my thing. That
is important, because I think those senior drivers do kind of forget that kids are watching, and then they do come off fingers flying and words. And you're just like, whoa, let's step over here.
Yeah, wait till you're back under your tent.
Yeah, like away from the gate full of kids. But yeah, you're right. That is one that we kind of see. All right. Anybody else? Kim, Ashley, Kimberly?
To tell them what Cassie said, that is 100% what I teach Kylie. And I want other people to set that example for her. If you have a moment, keep your helmet on, walk back to the trailer, hash it out there. But I want her to see it's not just what you do on the track, but people see every little thing you do off the track, and your attitude and your demeanor really sets for how and what people think of you. So I want to make sure that she's putting out a positive experience or vibe all the time. And I realize kids, they have their moments, but if she's going to have those moments, she needs to know when and how to have them. And I would like other people to set a positive example in that for the younger ones as well, because that's equally as important.
Yes, that's great advice as well. All right, Kimberly.
I mean, just everything that they said, it's all true. I mean, our boys sometimes have a little anger issues and throw their little fits, you know. But it's definitely getting a lot better. You know, we're trying to teach them, you know, you can't do that, man. You can't do it. So, yeah, I mean, all the advice the moms have given is great. It's all very true.
Yeah, I agree. And the one thing I tell Christian to always stay humble and be kind. Everybody's watching what you do. And I think you need to really control your anger. I know the tempers can flare, and I know it's just like the highs go really high and the lows go really low. And I've seen some really bad, as we've all seen, really bad behavior off and on track. And I just don't, I want to make sure that Christian does not pick that up. And I have to remind him, you know, that's not how it's meant to be. We have to have good sportsmanship, and always, you guys can hash it out, talk about it or whatever. But I've seen too many times when some kids will come in, and older kids and adults come in off the track, and it gets nasty right off. And I think, I mean, not sometimes they didn't even make it off the track. I think everybody saw the incident in Florida where they started pounding, where the one guy came. Oh my God. But yeah, I don't want to see that. And in fact, if I had anything to do with it, I would be like, you're out, you're done.
100%.
And if Christian ever did something like that, I would pull him out faster and quicker than anything you've ever seen. And you know, as a mom, you know, boom, you know the line, you're like, you're done. So
our boys have never had like an altercation with another kid at all. It's when they get mad, something happened on the track, they get mad and they come off. And now we're like, take it to the trailer. If you want to throw a fit, you go get your butt in the trailer. You're not going to be embarrassing. So
I think Christian really, I mean, he can get kind of, you know, the bad attitude, kicking the rocks kind of thing. A couple of years back, I don't know if I want to talk about this, but one of the tracks, one of the tracks, there was an incident in Indiana, and this kid, they're good. I will say they're good buddies now, Christian and this other kid. I don't want to bring up the name, but a few years back, called him something that was really, came off the track, called him something, and my son instantly reacted, which I was shocked because I didn't know he had it in him. Turned around and punched him in the stomach. I went, oh, you did what? I didn't even know you had that in you. And I was shocked. And I was like, you will never go to another track if you ever do that again. But on the other side, it was so ugly and it was so bad that I was like, you know what? I hate to say this, but you know, good for you for, and I mean, I didn't want to tell him that. Close your ears, Christian. But like, I'm glad you're standing up and not putting up with that. But then don't you ever do that again.
Yeah.
So.
All right, ladies, it was great talking to everybody. We'll go around, do final thoughts, closing shout outs, anything like that. And it'll be great to see you guys all at the track again. All right, we'll start with Kim down below me, and then we'll just go all the way around. Kim, any final thoughts, shout outs?
Just of course, to give our little company, Racer Motorsports, a shout out. Just letting everybody know that anybody who buys anything from us, stand, whatever, it goes right back into our kids' racing. And that's why we do it, to help pay for that. And so, yeah, we would appreciate that. Shout out, of course, to Dylan Albiani, our boys' coach. He's another big help. Has kind of turned our boys around for this year. He is awesome. We love him. He's literally like my third son now. He lives in our house every weekend practically. Chris and Kelly, of course, they have helped, especially Mason with his 2 of 6 program tremendously, and Stephen and Chad Izart, Austin, Ryan Perry Motorsports, and yeah, I think that's about it.
All right. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
So
Thanks.
I'll remove you. You could stay or you can go. It's up to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good to have you. All right. Next up, we'll do Casey. You want to go next?
Sure. I would say, let's see, what are we doing? Oh, shout outs. Okay.
Shout-outs.
Well, of course, Ron White Racing, that's who the team that Anthony races for on a CRG chassis. Zenzero Karting is, so Steve and Kimberly Cameron, a big shout out to them. Sonoma Racetrack is our home track, so it's a great track. We love it up there, and everybody that runs the show there as well. And my husband, Joe White, because he gets that cart on the track every weekend. So yeah, and just the families, all the other moms and parents, and it's really a wonderful environment. So, and to you, Ashley, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Well, we'll see you in Sonoma. All right.
Yep.
You can stay or you can go. It's up to
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Next up, we'll do Kelly, then Ashley, then Kimberly.
I have a long laundry list, so I'll make it short and sweet, kind of, sort of. So, to my race moms, love them all dearly. 2 of them are on here. So, one of them is Kim Mitchell, and the other one's Ashley. And I love you too dearly. It's so much fun hanging out with you guys, after, racing or testing or practicing race days and everything. You basically make it a lot better having you guys there. In addition to the 2 of them, I have Stephanie Barnwell, who unfortunately was not able to make it onto the show today, but I also love her dearly. Her and Kim Agan. And then for Prairie City Kart Club, Donald, you do an amazing job, sir, and I'm privileged to be your registration girl. And I don't think Kenny and Chris Rossi are watching. However, thank you to the both of you guys as well for having me be your registration girl. And to my husband, who I love dearly, and just doing everything he knows how to do on that darn go-kart. It's like they're probably in the garage right now. I think he's in the garage and Trenton's in his room playing games with all of his racing buddies. And, sorry if I'm forgetting any of you guys, but you guys are very well loved. It's an awesome community of friends.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelly, for joining us. We'll see you in a bit. All right.
Bye, you guys.
Bye. All right, Ashley, you're up.
Obviously, I want to shout out my husband. He is the mechanic behind the team, because Lord knows I can only do so much. We've had a lot of help from a lot of families and race people at the track. Ron White, Ryan Martin, Joey Hand recently, Dylan Albiani has helped us, Donald too at Prairie City, and just the Guederos. Gabby has been a godsend, and their family, they're so great. All the kids, they want to come up and teach Kylie and show her. So all the kids at Prairie City and Davis and everywhere, they've been really, really kind to Kylie, and I can't thank them enough. It breaks my little mom heart when I see them, and they just swallow her up and they want to take her out and show her. And I'm like, oh, you are the sweetest kids ever. So definitely thank you to all the kids, and obviously all my fellow race moms, because we are a different breed of moms. It takes a lot to let your baby go out there and do everything that they do and hold it all together. Because Lord knows I don't hold it together very well, but I enjoy it and I would not change it for the world.
Excellent.
So,
all right. And you also got a shout out to Taco Trucks Help Build America.
Oh, I'm building America. All right. One taco at a time.
All right, Ashley, have a great time in Hawaii. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see ya. All right, Kimberly, go ahead and close us out.
Oh my gosh, there's such a long list. First, you and Jason Maria, and James Kim. And I want to tell you, Dave Thomas, I don't know how he does it. He travels with us for 9 weeks, 10 weeks at a time, straight through, and he puts up with us. And he kind of keeps it all glued together. I don't know how he does it, but he does. And so we're so thankful and grateful to have him part of our club, our little club that we have going here. I want to thank Flying Husky Racing and also Desert Flight, because without them, it would be very difficult to do what we're doing. Excuse me? And our new sponsor just came on here alive. Sorry about that. There's just, like I said, there's too many people to thank. And Alex Keys and Speed Concepts, everybody's been amazing. So I don't know what else to say.
Right.
I'm forgetting people, but everyone, you know who you are. So,
yes. All right. And we will see you in Sonoma at the end of the month.
yes, not racing, but we'll be there.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Kimberly. We'll see ya. All right, NorCal, that was your Kart Moms panel. That was a great show. And if you want to talk about karting, come on our show. We're going to again have the specialty shows, Kart Dads, and our all girls show coming up as well. So, peace, NorCal.